Hello, this is not a spring chicken. Yes, most of you know, sunny Southern California. Yes, the sun is out here today. Often has beaches. Well, it also has marshland. There's a lot of photographers out here today. We'll catch the birds. So for now, this is not a spring chicken. Oldecam. Comments on the headlines of today.
This is Oldecam. In case a lot of you remember the good old days before I wore hats, and when I was doing the thing, sort of live on comments, the headlines today in 20-second, when my hair was considerably longer and was sort of being made of a parody of now on one of the comedy shows on television. This just reminds you, hair down to here, sitting with my newspaper doing comments on the headlines of the day in 60 seconds. Well, now we're doing it sort of 10 minutes long. And we did intend to be outside today. Unfortunately, it gets so bloody dark outside, and we don't bring lights with us to do outside shooting, so the high def sucks it. When all you're seeing is not a spring chicken white shirt and my white shirt, it doesn't work. But NATO commanders press for more resources in Afghanistan. We're not going to get it, folks, because our country is getting ready to pull out, and when we pull out, they're not going to stay either. Canadian police say Fuji reality TV star found dead. Well, I always question, why do these people keep getting found dead? I mean, why don't, I always thought, my grandmother used to say that as long as you're alive, there's always a chance to escape. Of course, my grandmother was an Irish member of the IRA when she came to this country. Tens of thousands flee raging wildfires in Greece. I understand that it's getting close to Athens now. I mean, basically nature has its way of correcting things. When people are living where they shouldn't live, fires tend to move them out. Healthy-looking Fidel Castro meets Ecuador leader. Well, if he was healthy, then he'd be back in charge. So there's between perception and what is. Scottish leader defends dying Lockerbie bombers release. Well, no. Basically, the President of the United States wants to have better relations with the Muslim world. A British wanted to be able to get tapped into Libya's reserves, fuel and gas reserves. So it sort of makes sense, doesn't it? Police probe burglary at Lindsay Lohan's LA home. Well, they're always probing burglaries there, I think. At least 200 sea lions found dead on Chilean coast. Well, unfortunately, it's not really a safe place for anybody to live in the ocean anymore, because God knows what's dumped in the ocean. I mean, I wouldn't want to eat something off the coastline. Hurricane Bill blamed for deaths in Maine. Well, it seems that some people were where they were told not to be, and at least one little girl died as a result of it. That is the problem, because, I mean, I actually can tell you, I went and looked at hurricanes, I went and looked at tornadoes, I went and looked at wildfires, but a lot of it has to do with the fact I used to be in the news business when I was younger. Lieberman says many health care changes can wait. Well, they don't have the money to pay for it. The Obama administration is now saying they're going to be a $2 billion deficit. It's going to be $2 trillion less than they originally thought it was. And you can bet that if he's saying $2 trillion, it's going to be like $3 or $4 trillion more. There isn't any money to pay for what he's doing. Millions face Social Security payments. Well, it's people my age, the seniors again, that are, which is why the Republicans put forth the Senior Citizens Bill of Rights today, which the White House promptly laughed at and says it's just another means to try to, misinformation. Well, there's no information about it. It just says these are the things that seniors, deserve, but I'm afraid, though, like they said a little while ago, even the Republicans are admitting that Obamacare is going to be passed no matter what. There's nothing Republicans can do to stop it, because they basically, when you have an agenda, you cannot stop the agenda, because the agenda becomes more powerful than anything else. Obama facing hard choices on Afghanistan war plans. Well, basically, no hard chefs. He's going to pull out because they need the money for their programs. Islamic official released woman held for Kenya. She got caught drinking. I have seen more Muslims drinking in bars than you could possibly believe. We once saw a Muslim that was dancing in a bar with a couple of girls, basically had a stroke from over drinking. Cuban TV show, okay, we did that one. Venezuela repeats as Miss Universe contest. Well, a lot of these Miss Universe things tend to reward people that you're having problems with, and there's a lot of oil to be gotten out of the ground and off the water in Venezuela. Pakistan Taliban commander vows Afghan fight. Well, yeah. Well, because what they do is in Afghanistan they flee over to Pakistan. In Pakistan they flee to Afghanistan. Until somebody decides to stop that, the war can't be won. Obama, I love this one. Obama wants honest health care debate. At the same time, they're belittling the Republicans. They said they put forth 3 plans and 800 amendments. The 3 plans have all been laughed at. The 800 amendments have all been ignored. And now they got a Senior Citizens Bill of Rights, of which they're saying is basically nonsense. And it's just nothing but a scare tactic again. Well, Republicans are in control, folks. We have a Democratic president. We have a veto. We have a supermajority in the Senate and in the House. The Democrats, all they got to do is pass anything, which unfortunately Republicans said they will. Basically, in Nevada, here's one that anyone, and the unnamed specified candidate will all beat Harry Reid for the Senate seat, which means this is all costing Reid, like it's costing a lot of the Democratic candidates. Warner Chilcott said to plan purchase Procter & Gamble drug division. Well, because they want to get out of the drug business, because no matter what happens, the drug industry is going to get shot in the foot, because they're going to bring stuff in from other countries that haven't been exhaustively tested like our government requires, and it eventually will put all of our drug businesses out of work too. I mean, when you have to spend $1 billion to develop a drug, somebody basically does a testing on a couple of people and then says it's safe. You can't compete with that. 200 to go on trial after zigzag riots in China. Well, at least they're putting them on trial. I mean, it used to be a time when they just disappeared. I mean, I heard rumors that can't be. Okay, during the rioting, in China, you would hear, you see the pictures at Tiananmen Square, you could hear cannons going off in the background. They're said that as many as an entire division vanished in the face of this earth because they were basically locked in a battle with the government. But that division doesn't exist and was written off the book, so no one can ever prove one way or the other. Outed blogger who flamed model angry at Google. Well, yeah, because they told people who it was. It's supposed to be some right of privacy. I mean, you should never attack somebody to begin with, but you do expect some sort of right of privacy, which doesn't exist anymore. The Senate maneuvering the votes on health care. They said it's totally illegal. I mean, Byrd has even said that Senator Byrd, a well-known Democrat, has said it is not legal, but they're going to do it anyway, and then fight it out in the courts, of which the Republicans control the Supreme Court, folks. That this is a constitutional way to do business. But the object, like I said, isn't to do it right. They said, one of the people, I love this one, one of the Democratic comics said, why do it right when you can just do it and then have the courts make it right eventually? U.S. military leader concerned by Baghdad bombings. Well, because they're pulling the blast walls down all over Baghdad, and as you find out, it's would somebody pay $10,000 to get by the guards to kill all these people. Final weekend of clunkers draws big crowds. Okay, we're going to work it this way. They're selling maybe 400,000 cars in 5 weeks. As the sales are down in this country, 200 to 240,000 cars was a normal sales week. 5 weeks, that's 1 million cars. They managed to sell 300,000 to 400,000 cars, which means they actually sold left cars with cash for clunkers. But then again, the object was probably never to sell the cars, but to bankrupt the agent, the car dealerships that didn't want to go along with Obama. Germany's Merkel hopes for Opel decision soon. Well, the decision is that while Obama doesn't want Opel, Obama wants all the Opel car patents and all their technology kept by General Motors. And basically that's a no deal in Germany. And then you have Mercury Marine Union. You see, if I have to read these things, I'm in trouble because which is why I don't read them. Mercury Marine Union, Wisconsin rejects concessions. Well, because they're dumb. They know that if they don't do concessions, they're going to move out of state, so they're going to lose all their jobs. That's the problem. But they figured that the Obama administration will force the company to stay there because, because they're just simply going to seize Mercury because it's too big to fail. It said, investors take short-term view in driving markets. Well, the amount of stocks being purchased is extremely low at the moment. The volume is low, so it means that the people, the ordinary people that invest in their funds are not investing in the market at the moment because, okay, you get bad news. I mean, like everybody in the world knows that the second quarter profits have to do with firing people and cost cutting because sales are down everywhere. My book is March for the Animal Kingdom. Basically, it's always easier said than done.